Lisa, I want to give you an opportunity to share your final thought about that topic of cultural changes.
Yeah, I was just gonna, since we were talking about parenting, which kind of can segue into where we're going, but I was just gonna say that you can even see the growth in where we are based on parenting, because, like you said, you're now talking to your children to actually hear them. That was something that would never happen. No, we're not saying, if your 8-year-old say, "Hey, I want to drive the car," don't let the 8-year-old drive the car, but at least
Right.
listen to why he
Right.
wants to drive the car. So that's all I was saying. That's how you can really tell that there's definitely been changes and growth. So we're going in a positive direction. So I will say that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that just to that point, real quickly, I mean, I think that piece around parenting is something that we should have more conversations about. I'm happy to see Black authors, Black scholars putting out books and other works to speak to the negative impact of the style of parenting that we used to have 20, 30 years ago. And then, like you said, Iman, you have this different style, what they call, what they say, soft parenting,
Soft parenting.
right? Which is a whole different style. But that's rooted in my understanding of that methodology. It's rooted in, understanding, communicating with your child, um, guiding them to make certain decisions, and still being a firm place for your child to rest upon in challenging moments. So, I think we need to have that. We need to have those conversations with our children in a different way, because I grew up in a household where you feared the dad, you loved the mom. I'm going to say that again. You feared the dad. If you were blessed to have a father figure in the house, whether it's your father, grandfather, your uncle, or even a big brother who often probably served as a father figure or male figure, you were taught to fear the man, love the woman. And one of the big things that I did and I still do as a parent is, like, one, I always tell my son every day, I love you. I kiss him. I'm affectionate with him. I don't have no problem hugging up on my son and letting him lay on me and the whole nine. But then there's the other part of it where you have to, explain when you make certain decisions why.
Explain. I like that you
And and,
said
and,
that.
and, and and part of the old school parenting tactic was, you do what I say, not as I do.
You better not ask why.
This generation is too smart, man.
Yeah.
My son is light years ahead of me in certain things. So I'm like, let me explain it to you like a scientist and an engineer that you are. Let me explain it to you so that way you can understand my rationale and my thinking. It took me years to understand my dad's rationale and thinking on things. And I didn't want that to be the case for my son. So I'm like, I have to explain certain things. I got to explain decisions, because that's really how he's going to determine whether he's going to think like his dad, or he going to think on his own.
Hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
And in those critical moments when dad and mom are not around, I want him to have the voice of, don't do this, son. You may want to consider
And he'll also model your way of
alternative
communicating.
options.
He'll
Yeah,
also
go ahead.
model your way of communicating. He'll
Yeah.
also model that as well. And now that we speak more on it, I think soft parenting may be a trauma response from how we were raised.
Oh yeah.
Maybe how we felt uncomfortable. In my situation, I didn't feel uncomfortable, but in my situation, uh, the father figure wasn't there, so it was teeter totter. I might fear my mother when I go home because I got that phone call, but I can love her at the same time. So some of us had that one parent who was on both sides, but I think soft parenting could be a trauma response from what we went through.
No, no doubt. No doubt. No doubt. If you grew up in a household where you got whoopings, and it was like, listen, don't speak, and all of those type of things, no doubt. And I think a lot of, especially younger parents, at least, I think a lot of younger parents now, we want to give our children the world, right? You want to give
Hmm.
them everything from the Sky Zone to the tablet experience. You want to make sure that their 5-year-old birthday party is just as big as the 16th-year-old birthday party. I mean, you want to go all out. You want to go all out for your children now, because you feel like, I was robbed as a child. Therefore, I need to make sure that my children don't feel robbed.
Agreed. I agree with that. And I think that that's something that we are getting into a better place with, making sure that people understand. I also did not have my father in the house, so I did have a grandfather, but I didn't have my father in the house. So I think that the impacts of that, and I had a mother who, she wasn't formally diagnosed, but probably had some levels of mental illness, which is probably what Kanye West's children are going through.
Yeah.
To see that play out. So I had an interesting childhood. So I want my children, I want to listen to them, and I want to do right by them. And it's not just a child should, be seen and, not heard. Don't enter. Like, I want to talk to you. Let's communicate. Let's find out what your feelings are and how your day actually went. So I think we are getting to a better place with that.
It's time to be smart.
Roland Martin's doing this every day.
Oh, no punches!
Thank you, Roland Martin, for always giving voice to the issues.
Look for Roland Martin in the whirlwind, to quote Marcus Garvey again.
The video looks phenomenal, so I'm really excited to see it on my big screen.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
See, there's a difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
I got to defer to the brilliance of Dr. Carr and to the brilliance of the Black Star Network.
I am rolling with Roland all the way.
Honored to be on a show that you own. A black man owns the show.
Folks, Black Star Network is here.
I'm real revolutionary right now. Roland was amazing on there.
Stay black. I love y'all.
I can't commend you enough about this platform that you've created for us to be able to share who we are, what we're doing in the world, and the impact that we're having.
Let's be smart. Bring your eyeballs home.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared. You dig?